Okay, as the name suggests, Atomic Habits, one of my favorite authors, James Clear, and usually authors get their third or fourth book hit as a bestseller on New York Times, but he's an exception. Probably this is his only second book. The first book was he just wrote it, did not sell it. He gave it as an ebook for free on the internet. Was not a big hit, and the very second book is a big hit. I've fallen in love with this author. I owe 80% of my success to James Clear, the author of the book Atomic Habits. And you'll come to know in next 30 minutes because I'm going to share how I used his amazing ideas and implemented in my personal life. Okay. In my fitness life, in my reading life, in my booklet life. And as the name suggests, atomic habits means atom. So atom happens to be the smallest particle of any matter. So the first idea goes like this. Suppose Ashish, I ask Ashish, suppose I happen to be the boss of Ashish. Hypothetically, you have to bear with me for next 5 minutes, Ashish. So I hope you don't mind. So as a boss of Ashish, I order him to make a PowerPoint of 25 slides. The first reaction in his mind, of course, he'll not express it exclusively in front of me because I'm his boss. So he will say, "Arey baap re, 25 slides." Yeah, that's the obvious reaction when we are entrusted with a huge, humongous tasks. Now our brain hates big tasks, projects, huge achievements. Suppose I ask Bhavesh. Bhavesh is here. Bhavesh Mod. I ask him to do 100 push-ups, 200 pull-ups, 10 kilometers running and 1,000 rope jumps. भावेश बोलेंगे एक मिनट ना मुझे कॉल आया है अर्जेंट बीवी बुला रही है मैं कल आता हूँ राइट और आई आस्क Bahadur Jang, who is also keenly watching me, say that you have to read this 300-pager book. So you see all these three examples which I gave are huge, humongous, and our brain hates big tasks, big projects. And the author says that our subconscious mind is like an innocent child. He doesn't understand the difference between small achievement and big achievement. He doesn't understand the difference between small failure and big failure. He only understands the difference between achievement and failure. And we have to take full advantage of this, of his innocence. I hope you all know what is a subconscious mind, which we don't know. It just happens in the background. It's even if we are asleep, he's alive. We only know our conscious mind, but 80% of the things are done by our unconscious, subconscious mind. Yeah. Even though if you don't accept it, this is the proven fact by science. And so what we have to do is we often rely on willpower. That I'll gather willpower and then I'll start my workout. Bhavesh will try to gather willpower. Okay, Amrut ne bola hai कि 1,000 rope jumps मारना है. So we try to depend on willpower. Okay. Now this is one way. Of course, this is not a wrong way, but it is very difficult to gather willpower. Right. Another easier way is to break down that huge, humongous task into tiny, stupid-looking activity of not more than 2 minutes. Fool your subconscious mind that I don't have to read this 300-pager book. I just have to read 2 pages. Now, when I say Bahadur ji, Bahadur, you have to read only 2 pages. The immediate reaction will be, "Acha, 2 pages na? Arre, abhi pad leta hu." Yeah. If I ask Ashish, you just have to make 1 slide. Arre, sir, 1 slide kya hai? Abhi bana lunga. Yeah. Bhavesh, you have to do only 2 push-ups. And the immediate reaction, abhi maar leta hu. Now you must be wondering, what is this magical number 2? No, it's not. The magic is not in the number 2. It's on any tiny, stupid-looking activity. Doesn't require any willpower. And hence, we will do it anyway. We will at least get started. Don't you wonder, from where do you get the willpower to like a post on Facebook, to forward a joke on WhatsApp, to watch a video on YouTube, to put a comment on Instagram on a wonderful post? Why do we all know these are all stupid, unproductive activities which are not going to take us even 1% to our main goals, but still we end up doing them. Why? Because they are so small, so stupid, they take less than 5 seconds, and hence they don't require willpower, and we do it anyway, even though we know they are useless. Are you getting my point? So one way is to gather willpower, which is okay but not advisable. Second is to break down that activity to such a smallest possible form, and hence the name of the book, Atomic Habits. Atom size, right? 2 push-ups, 2 pages, 1 slide. Now what happens is, when you get started, because you seem it's a stupid activity of 2 minutes, let me do it anyway. And when you get started, half the battle is won there, because the law of inertia comes in place. Because getting started is the biggest victory on inertia. You know what is inertia, right? हमने स्कूल में साइंस में पढ़ा था कि बड़ा पत्थर है, अगर वो स्टैग्नेंट है तो उसको हिलाना मुश्किल है, और वो अगर हिल रहा है, इफ इट इज इन मोशन, तो उसको रोकना मुश्किल है. इफ यू आर अवेक, इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू गो टू स्लीप, एंड इफ यू आर asleep, it is difficult to wake up in the morning, right? Because we love to be in the status quo, in the state which we already are. So breaking that inertia, उसके लिए बहुत अच्छा solution है to make it a tiny, stupid looking activity, right? So I do this every day. So for me, it's not about going to the terrace and doing 100 pull-ups. For me, it is the first activity is wearing my track pant. Wearing my track pant requires zero efforts, hardly any effort, no willpower, and that is my ritual. That has become my ritual. कि track pant पहनने के बाद, it is almost zero probability that I will not go to the terrace and do my workout. I will not think about the workout. I'll think about the wearing the track pant. It could be anything. अगर योगा करना है, तो taking out the yoga mat is your gateway habit. I really want you to note this down. Gateway habit is a habit which doesn't require any willpower. By doing so, it leads you to the desired action. So always focus on that gateway habit, not on the main desired action. If you think of those heavy workouts, 300 pages books, 25 slides, you are bound to just prevent it, just keep away from it, and you will be inclined to do the easier tasks. Replying to emails, we all are addicted to it. Why? Because it doesn't require any willpower. We are used to it. Our brain loves to do the things which we find it easy, repetitive, mundane. All right. So first big idea, I would like to repeat, our brain hates big, humongous tasks. Break them down into tiny, stupid looking activities of not more than 2 minutes. All right. Next amazing idea. I've read almost 500 books which say setting the goal. You have to have an end goal. Yes, bang on. There is nothing wrong in it. But the author slightly uses some different language. He says, don't have a result-oriented goal. Have a process-oriented goal. I'll give you through some example. There is one guy, there are two guys, both want to lose weight. Okay. One guy sets a goal of losing 5 kg in next 3 months. Now the problem, this is a result oriented goal. His goal is based on results. कि 3 महीने के बाद I should be lighter by 5 kilograms. Now the problem here is that until he achieves that ultimate goal, he'll be suffering from pre-success failure. Because that result is in one point of time, अगला 3-4 महीने के लिए he's a failed person. He will be attaching his happiness to the ultimate goal, and so there are no reasons to celebrate, because वो एक ही point है जहाँ पे celebrate करना है, and it's going to take time. Of course, he's not going to lose 5 kg in next 1 week, right? Instead of having a result-oriented goal, what author suggests is have a process-oriented goal. How about the second guy who also wants to lose 5 kg in next 3 months? He decides to make a video of 1,000 rope jumps by the end of 3 months. Now this is process-oriented goal, and as a byproduct, he is bound to lose weight. Amazing idea, right? So now hoga kya? He will be engaged in the process of improving his rope jumps, skipping ropes. In Marathi, we call it as Dorucha Udya. So for the first day, he may not be able to do more than 50. He will make mistakes. No, No, it's so irritating when you go wrong, when you are jumping on the rope, right? The next day he might do 52. The next day suddenly he might do 70. No, now these are reasons. So progress is the biggest motivation. When you don't see any progress, you are demotivated. And when you keep progressing, you okay, आज मैंने 100 rope jumps मारा, कल मैंने 70 ही मारा था, अभी कल मुझे 110 मारना है. Now you are engaged in the process. You have started enjoying the process. And if you enjoy the process, your result will come as a byproduct, right? Or I can give you another example. A writer, a person who wants to write a book, and he keeps a result-oriented goal that in next 5 years, I should be selling 1 million copies of my book. And I'm a budding author. Now again, he'll be unhappy for next 5 years because he's going to achieve or not achieve his ultimate goal only at the end of fifth year. But how about writing 500 words every day and completing one chapter every week? Now that is process oriented goal, right? He'll be engaged with that, and you can celebrate these milestones. Okay, मैंने एक हफ्ते में एक chapter लिख लिया. Let's celebrate. I have achieved part of my goal. So in other words, it is nothing but breaking down your bigger ultimate goal into small goals, which require lesser time zones, lesser time frame, smaller time frame. All right. Let's move on to the third big idea. See, great things take time to happen. Great things take time to happen. There is nothing called revolution. There is only evolution. Okay, there's a very funny statement made by Warren Buffett from investment point of view. So all guys are investors, so you must have read this. You can't have a baby in 1 month by making 9 women pregnant. Right? So mathematics doesn't appear कि 9 into 1 or 1 into 9. Mathematics पे एक चीज है. But you can't have a baby in 1 month by making 9 women pregnant. Yeah. I hope you take this quote in the right way. So what the main message the author is trying to emphasize here, that we all fall prey to instant gratification syndrome. You know what is this instant gratification? जरा सा थोड़ा एफर्ट डाला और उसका बेनिफिट, उसका रिजल्ट तुरंत मिल गया. Okay, Bhavesh, I have a choice for you. Pav bhaji or green salad? Okay, you don't have to answer. Your smile speaks everything, and your cheeks are also speaking everything. Sorry for pulling your leg. But the message here is we are prone to fall prey to instant gratification. या पाव भाजी से क्या होगा? हमको पता है हमारे जो जीभ के जो जबान के चोचले will be satisfied. But we know in the long run, pav bhaji is going to be harmful for me. But green salad right now is not going to give me any pleasure, any thrill, but it is going to help me in the long run for my health. So it's always a choice between instant gratification or a delayed gratification. Always. सुबह 5:30 बजे जब मेरा अलार्म बजता है, इट्स ऑलवेज अ चॉइस कि चलो बाहर मस्त बारिश हो रही है, चद्दर ओढ़ के वो स्नूज कर देता हूँ और सो जाता हूँ 5 मिनट के लिए. और वो 5 मिनट के 1 घंटा कैसे होता है, वी ऑल एक्सपीरियंस दिस. या फिर आई पुश माई बट ऑफ द बेड एंड गो टू द टेरेस. यस, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. Every morning there is a tug of war between this bad mind and good mind. Should I snooze it and go back to sleep, or should I get up and go to the terrace? Every day there is a struggle. But then that time we have to make a choice of delayed gratification, that if I don't go to the terrace and do my 100 push-ups, 200 burpees, then somewhere I'll be reducing my life by 2 days probably, and I'll be reading less, 2 books less for the mission, and mission Make India Read will fail by 1%. इतना long term वो सोचने का, and then the good mind wins over the bad mind. ऐसा नहीं कि रोज I just get up off the bed. ये होता ही है. The bad mind will come and try to get over the good mind. At that point, you have to take a pause and think about the long term, and do not fall prey to the thrill of the moment, the momentary pleasure, right? The more the pleasure I have, less the happier I will be. I repeat, more the pleasure I seek, less the happier I will be. Yeah. More the pain now, greater the leisure later. More the pain now, greater the leisure later. और later कब आएगा वो? Virtually कभी नहीं. You have to keep saying this till the last day of our life. Yeah. So, well, I'll just quickly revise all the 3 points that I discussed. Our brain hates humongous tasks, so break them down into tiny, stupid looking activities. Second is have a process oriented goal, not a result oriented goal. I gave the example of losing weight and keeping the goal of having rope jumps. And third, great things take time to happen. So, there is always a choice between instant gratification or delayed gratification. So, Ashish, tell me, कपिल शर्मा का शो देखना है अभी या फिर रॉबिन शर्मा का बुक पढ़ना है? Both are Sharmas. Yeah. Yes, Kapil Sharma will make us laugh. No doubt. I love him as the best stand-up comedian. But that's the choice we have to make. It's all about the choices. And if your to-do list is filled up with 80% of the activities which give you delayed gratification, किसी किसी का बाप आपको सक्सेस से रोक नहीं सकता. Just check out your to-do list. Check out the activities. Are they based on delayed gratification or instant gratification? Okay. So the fourth idea, very interesting, and that blew my mind. There are two guys who are trying to quit smoking. They are chain smokers, but they are fed up by their spouses, and they really want to quit smoking. And one fine day, one guy who is trying to quit smoking meets another friend who offers a cigarette to him. And he says, no, please don't offer me. I'm trying to quit smoking. Good enough. The second guy, again in the same situation, okay, is offered a cigarette by his friend. And he says, don't offer a cigarette to me. I am a non-smoker. Now, prima facie, the message is the same in both the cases, but there is an immense difference. The second guy has already identified himself as a non-smoker. Whereas the first guy is saying, I'm trying to quit smoking. So the second chapter of the book, the title itself is identity. If you fake yourself, identify yourself as the desired person already, right? Then you start looking at the world differently, right? I actually declared myself as Booklet guy before I became Booklet guy in your minds. Yeah, I am the most voracious reader of India. I'm the fastest reader of India. I'm the person who looks at books differently. It's not the black ink and the white paper, but the big ideas. Those are the real books. Yeah, and not collecting the books in your bookshelf is not a sign of a good reader. Right? It's just a book collector. So I might change my identity first. That I'm a fitness freak guy. I don't say I go to the gym. I see I'm a fitness conscious guy. I identified myself. I changed my identity. When we say I'm a lazy guy, again, that's an identity in a negative way, right? So always, try to identify yourself with the desired person. In fact, many times I fake myself. So when I was trying to speak for the first time, public speaking, I was very new. Mission Make India, it was at a very nascent state. I used to literally fake. The orators which I loved, like Narendra Modi, Sadhguru, Barack Obama, I literally used to assume that I am Barack Obama or I am Sadhguru, and I used to literally copy their speaking style, and that gave me the confidence. And then gradually, my own style came out. So that helped me to get started. So identity is very, very important. That's the second chapter in the book. So we have covered 4 ideas till now. Let's go to the fifth one. See, it's very natural to fall prey to the glamorous things, big tasks, glamorous things, quick achievements. So suppose now, sorry, I'm again taking Ashish as part of my illustrations. Suppose Ashish is a hardcore meat eater, and then somehow he wants to switch to a vegetarian diet or become a vegan because he's convinced by veganism. So it's very natural to say, tomorrow onwards, I'm going to stop eating non-veg. Now it's very easy to say, but very hard to execute. Okay, change takes time to happen. There is nothing called revolution. There is only evolution. Change has to be gradual. राइट. ज्योतिबा फुले ने जब फर्स्ट टाइम वुमेन एजुकेशन का प्रचार किया था, ही वॉज स्टोन्ड बाय हिज नेबर्स. कैन यू इमेजिन? लोगों ने उन पे पत्थर मारे थे. आई कांट बिलीव दिस. बट प्रोबेबली अगर मैं उस जमाने में रहता इन द 18th सेंचुरी, आई वुड हैव बीन वन ऑफ दोस पीपल हु वुड हैव स्टोन्ड हिम एज वेल. परिवर्तन के लिए टाइम लगता है, राइट. सो what we have to do is we have to phase out. Now the example that the author gives is a little funny, but I would still share it. So if you want to switch from a hardcore meat eater to a vegan guy, don't just stop eating the non-veg food. He suggests that first I will eliminate the four-leg animal, then I'll eliminate the two-leg animal, then I will eliminate the without leg animal or fish, then I will quit eggs, then I will quit milk and milk products. So see, it's about phasing out so that again you are lost in the system. So this idea is again connected to the previous idea of system based goals or process oriented goals and not the result oriented goals. Or can we think of any other example? So suppose you wake up at 8 o'clock normally and you are feeling guilty. I should be waking up earlier at 5 o'clock, suppose, or 5:30. Now the natural instinct is from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to put an alarm of 5:30 and get up. But that doesn't work. Sudden changes, our body needs time to adapt. So literally, put an alarm of 7:45 for tomorrow. If you wake up at 8 o'clock every day, 15 मिनट पहले क्या करो, आपकी बॉडी को समझेगा भी नहीं कि your change is happening. The next day, switch have the alarm of 7:30. The next day 7:15. उसके बाद 7 o'clock. ऐसे करते करते करते, no, you will reach your ultimate time of 5:30. Always phase out the change. I know it is not glamorous. It is not Instagrammable. But these things work. Okay. The sudden achievement, sudden overnight success, ये सब glamorous लगता है. There is nothing called overnight success. There are only overnight failures. Right. So always phase out. Even when I started practicing intermittent fasting, okay, I did not immediately go to the ideal intermittent fasting window. So 16 hours is the ideal fasting and 8 hours eating window. So it was very difficult. हम लोग तो normally 12 घंटा हम सिर्फ खाते रहते हैं. So first I started fasting only for 12 hours, then 13 hours, then 14 hours. Now it has become a child's play for me to fast every day for 16 hours. And I eat only within those 8 hours eating window. It has become very easy for me. And the body ko samjha bhi nahi, but I kept it very, very gradual. All right. Till now, all well. Any doubts? Ashish, is everything going well? Yes?
Yes, it's going perfectly well. There is just one small request since we have people from various parts. If you could use a little bit of English and Hindi mix.
All right. Good. Thanks for the feedback. ठीक है. एक बार मेरे एक दोस्त का फोन आया. ही इज अ लॉयर. इतना बड़ा पेट है उसका. एंड ही सेड, अमृत, आई सॉ योर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. तूने मस्त 6-pack एप्स बनाए हैं. So even I won't have. Can I have 6-pack abs in next 6 months? I said yes. हो सकता है. Why not? Anything is possible. So come to me. Let's start working out in the morning with me on the terrace. और फिर कुछ 1-2 दिन के बाद उसके घर में कुछ पूजा थी. सत्यनारायण की पूजा थी. तो my car broke down. So he came to my house to pick me up. तो मैं उसके बाइक पे बैठ के उसके बिल्डिंग के इधर चला गया. तो बिल्डिंग के नीचे उसने बाइक पार्क की. And he was about to call the elevator. लिफ्ट के लिए उसने बटन दबाया. तो मैंने बोला कि कौन से फ्लोर पे है? तो वो बोला 3rd फ्लोर. बोला चल ना स्टेयरकेस पकड़ते हैं ना. यू सेड यू वांट टू हैव द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन लाइक मी, तो एलिवेटर क्यों? एंड द आंसर ही गेव वाज एग्जैक्टली द मैसेज दैट द ऑथर इज ट्राइंग टू गिव कि क्या नहीं करना है. यू नो व्हाट ही सेड? अरे ये सब स्टेयरकेस वगैरह छोटी छोटी चीजें मेरे को मत बता. तू मुझे प्रॉपर रूटीन बता, डाइट प्लान बता, कौन सा प्रोटीन पाउडर खाना है, फिटनेस रेजिम कौन सा करना है, योगा करना है, स्विमिंग करना है, या वेट्स करना है, या कैलिस्थेनिक करना है. तू प्रॉपर बता मुझे, ऐसे छोटी चीजें मत बता. एंड दैट इज द फ्लॉड वे ऑफ लुकिंग एट लाइफ, राइट? इट ऑल हैपेंस बाय दोस स्मॉल थिंग्स, बाय द कंपाउंड इफेक्ट. ऑफ कोर्स 3 माला चढ़ के कुछ होने वाला नहीं है तुरंत, बट डोंट यू थिंक एवरी डे इफ आई अवॉइड the elevator and take up the staircase, it is going to help in my fitness journey. Of course, it is going to help, but I can't correlate it. I can't say that because I don't choose the elevator and go by the staircase, I got my six pack abs. No, I can't claim this, right? But don't you think it has contributed some extent by burning at least 10 calories extra? क्योंकि elevator में तो calories burn होने वाले हैं ही नहीं. Now these are again non-glamorous things. So no doubt, compound effect is called as the eighth wonder. दुनिया का आठवां आविष्कार बोलते हैं कि is the compound effect. We all know you guys are investment advisors and experts in that. तो आपको तो पता है कि compound effect का क्या magic होता है. Right? जितना जल्दी हम investment शुरू करेंगे और interest मिलता है, और you can't even imagine कि उसका end result 10-20 साल के बाद कितना होता है. Right? So अगर आप कल सुबह उठ के 15 मिनट जॉगिंग करोगे, ऑफ कोर्स आपका बॉडी में शेप में कुछ फर्क नहीं होने वाला. आप घर पे आके जब शर्ट ऊपर करोगे तो वो चर्बी वैसे की वैसी रहेगी, राइट? अगर आप आज एक फैमिली साइज पिज्जा खाओगे, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू बिकम ओवरवेट ओवरनाइट. वो भी नहीं होने वाला. सी आई एम गोइंग गिविंग यू द बोथ द एग्जांपल्स, एक अच्छा वाला एग्जांपल और एक नेगेटिव एग्जांपल्स. बट इफ यू कीप जॉगिंग फॉर 15 मिनट्स एवरी डे, आफ्टर 9, 10, 11 months, gradually your body will start getting in better shape. And if you keep eating a family size pizza every Saturday night, 10, 11, 12 महीने के बाद वो पेट बाहर आने वाला है. Nothing happens overnight. Whether it is good habit or bad habit, overnight नहीं होती. काफी लोगों को एक गलत फहमी है कि गलत आदतें जल्दी हमको लग जाती है. ऐसा भी नहीं है. सिगरेट की आदत भी ओवरनाइट नहीं होती है, उसको टाइम लगता है, राइट? अच्छी आदतें को भी टाइम लगता है. Habit always happens over a long period of time. All right. So next time, please avoid the elevator. and you know what? So how the approach changes books पढ़ने से. तो जो जिस दोस्तों के घर के बिल्डिंग में लिफ्ट होती हुआ करते, तो मैं उनके बहुत जलता था, क्योंकि मेरे बिल्डिंग को लिफ्ट नहीं है. थोड़ा पुराना स्ट्रक्चर है, इसलिए लिफ्ट नहीं है. बट नाउ my whole approach has changed towards life. No, I see my building as a free gym, and I don't envy. I pity the friends who live in buildings with elevator. See how change in perception is worth 80 IQ points. I repeat, change in perception is worth 80 IQ points. मेरा perception change हो गया, और अचानक से जिसका मुझे चिढ़ हो रही थी कि ये क्या मेरे बिल्डिंग को लिफ्ट क्यों नहीं है, अचानक I fell in love with my building without elevator. Right. Okay, now the next, we often talk about positive thinking, negative thinking को दूर रखो, positive thinking करो, but we barely talk about positive actions and negative actions. Negative actions मतलब unproductive actions. मैं negative मतलब ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मर्डर और रेप. मैं छोटे छोटे चीजें जो बोल रहा हूँ कि सोशल मीडिया पे टाइम पास करना, 2-2 घंटा टीवी देखना, म्यूजिक सुनना. Again, music is not bad, but excessive music is bad. Music has become the new smoking, is what the author says. Just because it is free on YouTube and कौन से वो apps है, I don't know, सारेगामा वगैरह, just because it is freely available and in unlimited supply, we just keep playing music एक के बाद एक. और ऑटो प्ले बटन तो है ही हमारा खून करने के लिए, right? These guys are very smart to keep our eyeballs on their apps and websites, right? तो ऑथर बोलता है कि पॉजिटिव एक्शन will lead you to more positive actions, and negative actions will lead you to more negative actions. For example, a very, very blunt example, a person who is down with 2 bottles of beer will never feel like having an apple after that. देखा आपने कभी जब वो टुन हो जाता है ना, तो उसको चटपटा कुछ खाना है, चकना, ऑयली, फ्राइड, बटर चिकन ना, वो सब पोटैटो, फ्राइड पोटैटो, वो सब खाना रहता है. So see, a negative action will not lead to a positive action. Negative action will lead to a negative action. And other example could be कि एप्पल खाने के बाद मुझे चाय पीने का भी मन नहीं करता है. Why? A positive action will not lead to a negative action. A positive action will lead you to a पॉजिटिव एक्शन. इन शॉर्ट, अगेन लॉ ऑफ इनर्शिया कम्स इन प्लेस कि हमको वी आइडेंटिफाई ourselves as a nice guy, a disciplined guy. So what he says is the first activity that you should do in the morning is make your bed. आप बोलोगे कि ये मेक योर बेड मतलब उठने के बाद अपने पिलो को ठीक करना, चादर को फोल्ड करके रख देना, शुड बी द फर्स्ट एक्टिविटी. अभी आप बोलोगे उसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है, राइट? इसमें वो तो मैं बाद में भी कर सकता हूँ. बट दैट गिव्स अ सिग्नल टू योर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड बहुत सारे कि यू आर अ डिसिप्लिन्ड गाय, यू आर एन ऑर्गेनाइज्ड गाय, यू डू फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट. इतने सारे मैसेजेस आपके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में जाते हैं इफ यू मेक योर बेड एज द फर्स्ट एक्टिविटी ऑफ योर डे. फर्स्ट मतलब of course टॉयलेट में जाने के बाद, if it is urgent you have to go to the toilet first and then make your bed. So see what very good examples he gives जो हमारे रोजमर्रा जिंदगी में हम सबके साथ होते हैं बट हम उसको देखते नहीं. Now how I use that analogy of making your bed in other areas कि सेम चीज मैंने मेरे डेस्कटॉप पे भी किया कि हमको एक गंदी आदत रहती है, when we download some file or a photo from the internet तो फिलहाल डेस्कटॉप पे सेव करता हूँ. वो फिलहाल वर्ड इतना डेंजरस है ना, वो और फिर 10 दिन के बाद देखते हो पूरा डेस्कटॉप पे इतने आइकन्स होते हैं कि पीछे का वॉलपेपर दिखाई नहीं देता है. या सो दोस हु आर, आई थिंक मेनी पीपल आर ऑनेस्टली स्माइलिंग. आई थिंक आई एम स्पीकिंग देयर हार्ट एंड माइंड. व्हेन आई एम नॉट एन एक्सेप्शन, मैंने भी ये सब गलतियां की है अंटिल आई गॉट एक्सपोज्ड टू दीस वंडरफुल बुक्स. तो हमको क्या करना है, उसी वक्त जहां जिस फोल्डर में जहां जाना चाहिए उसी में सेव करना है. थोड़ा सा उसको इरिटेशन रहता है बट वी आर टेम्पटेड टू सेव इट ऑन द डेस्कटॉप. तो ऐसा नहीं करना है. सो सी कहां से कौन सा आइडिया मैंने कहां यूज किया, देखो. व्हेन ही सेज मेक योर बेड, व्हाट ही इज सेइंग इज identify yourself as an organized man, organized woman. Okay, that you do the right thing at the right time. You do first things first. Again, the desk. हमारे डेस्क में बहुत सारे पेपर्स, कागज, पेन बिखरे हुए हैं, ये सब है. I first thing what I do when I enter my office is clean my desk. Again, the message goes to my subconscious mind. I'm an organized guy. I'm a disciplined guy. Right? So make your bed से मैंने और दो चीजें उससे derive की. So you can also, this is how you zoom out from the examples that the authors give and look at the concept more holistically with a broader way and use it in other aspects of life which the author has not mentioned in the book. This is again part of my next book. I'm writing my next book called How to Implement What You Read. Yeah, it's still in process. It will be out in the month of November. So we spoke about positive actions and negative actions. Yeah. Next idea is very interesting. I use it on daily basis. Social accountability. See again, हम विल पावर पे बहुत रिलाई करते हैं. Don't rely on willpower, but we often ignore the motivational factors. What are motivational factors? I'll tell you. For one of them is social accountability. अभी मुझे पता है कि मुझे खुद पे डाउट है कि मैं कल सुबह 6 बजे ग्राउंड पे जाऊंगा क्या जॉगिंग के लिए. मस्त बारिश का सीजन है, मुझे पता है कि शायद मैं कल नहीं उठूंगा ना, मस्त कोजी लगता है चादर ओढ़ के. तो मैं एक ट्रिक खेलता हूँ. आई डोंट रिलाई ऑन माई विल पावर. मैं आज रात को सोने से पहले 5 दोस्तों को एसएमएस करता हूँ, व्हाट्सएप करता हूँ, सी यू टुमारो ऑन द ग्राउंड एट 6 o'clock. अब क्या होता है, अगर मैं कल नहीं गया पूरी जिंदगी मुझे गाली खानी पड़ेगी कि साले तू बोला और तू खुद नहीं आया. और 5 में से 3 लोग हाँ बोलेंगे. अगर वो नहीं आए कल, so they are going to face music from me for the rest of the life. So what happens is I show up out of respect and fear for my friends and they show up out of fear for me. So we are social animals. We are not supposed to do things in isolation. Reading, exercise, even meditation. I try to gather friends of like-minded people. You are the product of your environment. You are the average of 5 people you meet every day. See, if you see a group of 5-6 friends, नुक्कड़ पे देखो, कहीं पे देखो, you rarely see कि 4 friends smoke कर रहे हैं और एक नहीं कर रहा है. ऐसा नहीं होगा. Very rare picture. या तो 5 smoke कर रहे हैं या 5 smoke नहीं कर रहे हैं. You're always the average of 5 people, your closest friends or whatever. So यहाँ पे मैं ऐसा करता हूँ and it works. So देख उनको इंस्पायर करने के चक्कर में मैं खुद एक्चुअली I draw inspiration. This is called social accountability. Another very good example of social accountability. When I was writing my first book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Readers, I was procrastinating like hell. Only the title was ready. और 6 महीने तक मैंने एक शब्द नहीं लिखा था बुक के लिए. करूंगा 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 करूंगा. एक दिन मैंने ये आइडिया मेरे को समझी एटॉमिक हैबिट से, और मैंने क्या किया, फेसबुक पे डाल दिया, इंस्टाग्राम पे डाल दिया, माई बुक इज कमिंग आउट इन नेक्स्ट 1.5 months. डू यू वांट टू प्री बुक? माई प्राइस इज रुपीज जो भी 250 285 ऐसा मैंने लिखा. पैसे आने लगे. अभी जो मेरी फट गई. नाउ दैट पीपल आर ट्रस्टिंग. And you know what? In those next 2.5 months, I got maximum invitations across the world to deliver speeches and TED Talks. I was in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Bahrain, Qatar. 80% of the book I wrote on flights, at airports, at railway stations, in hotel rooms. क्यों? क्योंकि अभी इज्जत दाव पे है. अगर बुक टाइम पे नहीं लॉन्च हुआ तो लोग हंसेंगे. तो अपनी इज्जत बचाने के लिए हम किसी भी हद तक जाते हैं. तो अपनी इज्जत को दाव पे लगाओ. मेक योर सेल्फ सोशली अकाउंटेबल, और एटलीस्ट हैव अ अकाउंटेबिलिटी पार्टनर. अगर आपको सोशल मीडिया पे आपकी इज्जत को दाव पे नहीं लगाना है, डर लग रहा है, तो एटलीस्ट हैव अ अकाउंटेबिलिटी पार्टनर. अकेले मत करो कुछ. अकेले करोगे तो ज्यादा दिन नहीं टिकता है. मेरा तो क्लियर एक्सपीरियंस है. नो, वेदर इट इज वर्किंग आउट, नो अदर थिंग्स, मेडिटेशन, अकेले नहीं होता है ज्यादा. सोशल अकाउंटेबिलिटी इज अ बिग आइडिया, and I live it every day. All right. काफी लोग बोलते हैं कि मैं ना ऑफिस में अलग रहता हूँ और घर में अलग पर्सन हूँ. ऑफिस में तो मैं सब ठीक ठाक अच्छा काम करता हूँ. काफी लोग देखे कि ऑफिस में एकदम चकाचक कपड़े रहते हैं, इस्त्री किए हुए, क्लीन शेव्ड, ऑफिस सब अच्छा रहता है, और घर पे एकदम अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड, इनडिसिप्लिन. व्हाट द ऑथर सेज इज, life is one integral whole. You can't be right in one area of life while being wrong in another area of life. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Life is one integral whole. We always see this social life, business life, personal life. अरे कोई अलग अलग लाइफ नहीं है, लाइफ एक ही है. हम एक ही इंसान है. हमारी फितरत सब जगह दिखती है. सो अगर आपका बेडरूम मैसी है तो वो कहीं ना कहीं आपके ऑफिस में दिखेगा. कितना लाख आप प्रिटेंड करना कोशिश करो कि यू आर अ वेरी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड गाय. ओके, सो वेरी बिग आइडिया दैट लाइफ इज वन इंटीग्रल होल. यू कांट बी राइट इन वन एरिया ऑफ लाइफ व्हाइल बीइंग रॉन्ग इन अनदर. एक अच्छा एग्जांपल दिया है उन्होंने कि अ सीईओ ऑफ अ कंपनी हु इज चीटिंग ऑन हिज वाइफ एट होम will also not be sought as a good leader in office. वो दिख जाएगा उसका कैरेक्टर. अगर उसके बीवी के साथ अगर वो गद्दारी कर रहा है तो वो ऑफिस में भी हो सकता है. और लोगों को बराबर समझ में आता है. राइट. वेरी ब्लंट एंड सीरियस एग्जांपल. ऑलराइट. I think I've discussed in length many ideas which I fell in love with and I'm living. अभी अगर आपके कुछ questions रहेंगे तो I will be happy to answer related to whatever we discussed.
All right. So I would just request all the participants to post their questions either in the YouTube chat, and all those distributors and friends who are joining in the Zoom, you can paste it in the Zoom chat as well. And I'll be picking up some questions from there and relaying it to Amrut.
Sure.
Okay. So usually things that start with pro are said कि अच्छा है, pro मतलब अच्छा है, but there is one dreaded word called procrastination, and Mr. Hegde from Mangalore is asking.
आशीष, एक काम करते हैं हम लोग, जिनको क्वेश्चन पूछना है उनको भी स्क्रीन पे लेके आते हैं. गिव देम चांस टू रेज द हैंड और स्क्रीन पे लेके आओ और पूछने दो.
All right, sure, no problem. So friends, in case किसी को स्क्रीन पे आना है तो आप हैंड रेज भी कर सकते हैं. आई अंडरस्टैंड इफ समबडी इज थोड़ा सा apprehensive. Okay, great. We have Mr. Abhijat Chandra Tiwari. I'll just unmute him quickly.
Yeah. Hi, Abhijat.
Hi. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Tell me.
Sir, my first question as a student will be how to manage time. and get out of academic pressure.
Okay, good. I've read more than 25 books on time management, and I've learned that there is nothing called time management. There is nothing called time management. You can't manage time. You can manage attention. There is only attention management. So, how much attention you put in a task will decide the value of your time. अगर आप एक्सेल शीट पे कुछ काम कर रहे हो और बाजू पे यूट्यूब का नूरा फतेही का वीडियो चल रहा है, डांस वीडियो,
then it comes to your multitasking is dangerous.
Exactly, yes.
Yes.
So it's all about focus and attention management and not time management. टाइम हमारे हाथ में नहीं है. हमारे हाथ में क्या है कि हम एक चीज को कितने फोकस से काम करते हैं विदाउट गेटिंग डिस्ट्रैक्टेड. सो फोकसिंग ऑन वन थिंग and ignoring the rest is the superpower of the 21st century. It's not an exaggeration. It's not easy to block yourself for 30 minutes on one high value task. इतना easy नहीं है. कितने सारे टिंग टुंग पांग बजते रहते हैं मोबाइल पे, घंटी बजती है, लोग आते हैं. So you have to go in hibernation. Okay, so the more I lock myself inside the room and work hard, the louder the people will talk about my work once I step out of the room. And when I say room, you can use it as offline mode and online mode. आजकल क्या हो रहा है कि काम के चक्कर में, मतलब काम बाजू पे रह रहे हैं और सोशल मीडिया पे ज्यादा हो रहा है. सोशल मीडिया इज नॉट योर काम. सोशल मीडिया इज टू सपोर्ट योर वर्क, नॉट टू रिप्लेस योर वर्क. Your work is a real work. Suppose reading books and summarizing is my real work, right? So 80% should be that real work and 20% I should post it on social media so that people take notice of my work. हो रहा है उल्टा. People are only talking and promoting their work and not working. And they are assuming that social media is work. They are thinking that distraction has become their work. No, it is still a distraction. And work is different, right? तो मैं तो बोलता हूँ कि one way to deal with distraction is to disable all the notifications of your communication apps. Trust me, आप बोलोगे छोटी सी चीज है, it will be your life changer. I promise. Your life changer. Okay, it's not about the how much time you spend on WhatsApp. It is the timing. It is the timing कि अगर आशीष एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट काम पे काम कर रहा है और उस वक्त अगर टिंग बजा and he keeps away the task and replies to that message, then he's giving his control to that person because the other person has messaged as per his convenience. He has no idea how busy or how free Ashish is. Right? Karna kya humko? Yes, I will reply, but when I take a break. For that, I have to disable notification so that even if the message is received on WhatsApp, I don't come to know. I keep focusing on the high value task. And then when I take a break, I will reply. I will reply when I want, not when he wants. So it's the problem is not with WhatsApp. The problem is with that timing. Multitasking नहीं करना है. थोड़ा काम किया, थोड़ा WhatsApp पे किया, थोड़ा काम किया, थोड़ा YouTube देखा, थोड़ा काम किया, थोड़ा email check किया. यही सब हो रहा है. Shallow. And at the end of the day, we are never satisfied. अरे भाई इतना काम किया, फिर भी you get that sense of dissatisfaction. Yeah. एक ही काम करो. The One Thing is a very good book. I would suggest The One Thing. It talks about multitasking.
I have read the summary. I have listened to the summary, I must say.
Very good. Good. Thank you, Avijat, for asking this question. Can you take next? Yeah. Hitesh Tiwari.
Yes. So I'll just quickly unmute him.
Yeah, Hitesh, you can
Yeah,
talk.
I am audible.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you so much because I have already get benefit from lot of your ideas, and from last, I think from 1.5 years, all my notifications except only message are muted on my mobile.
Very good.
So I am living a, and I also want to tell you that I was one of the winner of your contest, which you have started that to summarize a book in 1 minute.
Wow, congrats. Yes, I remember you.
I don't know, like you remember me or not on that.
Yes.
And
Continue.
your book
What's
only,
your question? Yeah.
if you remember.
Yes, I do. Very well.
Yeah. So my question is actually I miss out the first idea which you discussed. That's all I want to, the very first
Cool.
idea.
Yeah, I think you must have heard about it. It's about in other videos, our brain hates huge, humongous tasks, big projects. So break them down into tiny, stupid looking activities of not more than 2-3 minutes, so that you don't require willpower to get started.
So
Like
for example, like I already written 100 plus thoughts of mine, and I have shared few of them with you also, which you have appreciated a couple of months back. So the thing is that now मेरे पास एक प्रॉब्लम आती है कि यार फॉर एग्जांपल पहला मेरा मतलब गोल था कि चलो 50 ले दूंगा तो उसको पब्लिश कर दूंगा ई बुक जब कुछ भी करके, और अगर ई बुक अच्छी चलेगी तो आई विल लॉन्च फिजिकल बुक आल्सो. फिर मैंने कहा नहीं 50 इज नॉट अ गुड नंबर, 100 होने देते हैं. अभी आई गॉट दैट 100 थॉट्स आल्सो, 100 प्लस, एंड स्टिल आई गेट के आगे 150 करूं या 115 करूं के कर दूं पब्लिश. सो हाउ टू ओवरकम लाइक दिस?
Yeah, I think I suggest a book called Show Your Work. कि वो परफेक्शन के चक्कर में हम उसको एग्जीक्यूट नहीं करते, राइट? मोर के चक्कर में. तो शो योर वर्क विल हेल्प यू टू चेंज योर माइंडसेट, एंड डन इज बेटर देन परफेक्ट. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Right. So I think there is always a chance to improve, to edit. तो कर देना. और वन टू मेनी सिचुएशन रहता है ना कि मैं बुक कर रहा हूँ अभी, पूरी दुनिया वो देखने वाली है, वो निकाल दो दिमाग से. There is always audience of one. At a time एक ही इंसान आपको देखने वाला है, आपको पढ़ने वाला है, राइट? तो
अमरुत जी, वन मोर रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम माय साइड, क्योंकि बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टर भी आपको सुन रहे हैं यूट्यूब के ऊपर. तो इस बुक का कनेक्शन एक इन्वेस्टर साइकोलॉजी के हिसाब से हम क्या कर सकते हैं, या उसके ऊपर आप अगर 2-4 मिनट बात करें तो इट विल बी मोर बेनिफिशियल टू ऑल द इन्वेस्टर्स.
Show my book. This book is like author name. Show my work. You suggest.
So I don't recollect. I don't recollect the author name. Sorry, but it's
Show my work.
Famous. Show your work. Show your work.
Show your work.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So as you requested, the principles of atomic habits, of course, can be used in investment fraternity, where हमको लगता है कि सपोज 100 रुपया, अभी मैंने मेरा इनकम बहुत कम है, सपोज महीने का मैं 10,000 कमा रहा हूँ, और उसमें से मुझे 100 रुपया इन्वेस्ट करना है, तो 100 रुपया में क्या होने वाला है? नहीं, बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. ऑफकोर्स अभी वो 100 रुपया लुक्स ट्रिवियल एंड पीनट्स, बट सेविंग समथिंग इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन सेविंग नथिंग, राइट? वो 100 रुपया को कंपाउंड होके 10-20 साल के बाद बहुत बड़ा अमाउंट होने वाला है. दैट वी ऑल नो द पावर ऑफ कंपाउंड इफेक्ट, राइट? सो आई थिंक दीज आर द थिंग्स. फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट जो था कि मेक योर बेड वाला एग्जाम्पल. तो बहुत बार हम जब काम करते हैं तो वी एंड अप डूइंग थिंग्स विच आर इजी टू डू एंड नॉट विच मस्ट बी डन. तो वो भी एक बिहेवियर यहाँ पे हम सीख सकते हैं एज एन इन्वेस्टर, कि अनकंफर्टेबल काम को पहले करना है. ईट दैट फ्रॉग, मतलब फाइंड आउट द अगलीस्ट uncomfortable activity on your to-do list and do that as the first activity, and you'll never have an unproductive day. Right? So for मेरे लिए for example exercise हो सकता है, क्योंकि I hate to do exercise, और किसको वो muscles को पेन देना अच्छा लगता है. I think it is up to you how to use these principles creatively in your own businesses. That's what I do. Okay, this is what we call reading between the lines, or zooming out from the ideas and using them in other facets of life. Yeah, this is very important. When you read a book and you turn the last page of the book, that is not the end, that is the beginning of the journey. Varna, the book is dead on the bookshelf, right? So yeah, Vikas, you're right. The author has also given many examples which can be used in other areas of life. He had used more examples from health point of view, because he is a health freak guy. So I think I've answered your question. आई थिंक मधुकर मुखर्जी बहुत उत्सुक है पूछने के लिए. सो मधुकर जी, आप बोलिएगा. नमस्कार
जी. सबसे पहले तो मैं आपका बहुत हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि ये जो छोटी सी किताब आपने लिखी है ना, इसने बहुत सारे लोगों के जिंदगी के अंदर ट्रांसफॉर्म किया है, और मेरी लाइफ को तो बहुत जबरदस्त किया है.
थैंक यू.
मैं 2 साल पहले बिल्कुल नहीं पढ़ता था साहब, सही बताऊं तो. मुझे क्या लगता था कि मुझे सब आता है, बिजनेस कर रहा हूँ, धंधा कर रहा हूँ, काम बढ़िया चल रहा है, मुझे सब आता है, मुझसे बढ़िया और कोई किसी को कुछ सोचने पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं. फिर जब आपका ये थोड़ा सा देखा तो एक बार जचा और खूब सारी किताबें इकट्ठी करके रख ली पीछे, चलो ये भी पढ़ूंगा, ये भी पढ़ूंगा. लेकिन कैसे पढ़नी है ये नहीं पता था. जब से आपकी ये छोटी सी किताब, मैं कोई सेमिनार में गया था जोधपुर में, आपके साथ मित्र होंगे सुरेश जी राठी, और उन्होंने ये प्रिंट करके मेरे को, वो जो किसी मीटिंग में जाते हैं ना तब गिफ्ट करते हैं, ऐसे ये किताब मेरे को दी।
हम्म।
फिर जब ये पढ़ी ना तब मेरे को समझ में आया कि किताबें कैसे पढ़नी है, क्या करना है, और इसका इतना अच्छा इम्पैक्ट रहा अमृत जी। मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि एक वर्ड आपने अभी काम में लिया ना कि आपकी बुक सेल्फ में मृत पड़ी पुस्तकों में जान डाल दें। तो मैंने भी यहाँ छोटे से टाउन के अंदर प्रयास किया है, एक छोटी सी डायरी रख ली। लोग पूछते हैं भाई साहब किताबें पढ़ी हैं क्या, बेचते हैं? मैंने कहा नहीं भाई, मेरी पर्सनल लाइब्रेरी, बट अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट है तो आप मेरे से किताब ले जा सकते हैं।
वेरी
तो
गुड।
मैं उसका नाम और वो लिख लेता हूँ। और एक शर्त जो आपने कही थी ना कि भाई आपको ये किताब का टाइम बाउंड करना है कि कितने दिनों में मुझे वापस दोगे, और जब किताब वापस दोगे तो मुझे इसकी समरी बताओगे। मैं क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा कि इसमें से आपने क्या पढ़ा।
वेरी गुड।
तो
वेरी
लोग ले जा रहे हैं, मुझे भी अच्छा लग रहा है कि ये बेसिक जो अटकता है ना लोग कि भाई मैं तो एक किताब पूरी पढ़ूंगा, ये जो माइंडसेट थे इसमें काफी फर्क आ गया था। अब जब भी दिल करे ना ऐसे कोई भी किताब निकालो और कोई भी पेज फ्लिप करके पढ़ लो,
रीड रैंडम।
वो आपकी लाइफ बदल गया। वो आपका जो सेंटेंस है ना इतना जबरदस्त है साहब कि एक किताब आपकी जिंदगी नहीं बदलती है, कोई एक पैराग्राफ, एक लाइन आपकी लाइफ को बदल सकती है।
बिल्कुल
तो मैं
बिल्कुल।
आपका हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूँ
थैंक यू।
इन सभी
थैंक यू
लोगों के
सो मच
साथ।
फॉर योर
थैंक
काइंड
यू,
एंड
थैंक
एनकरेजिंग
यू,
वर्ड्स।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू मुखा जी। थैंक यू। यस।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मुखा जी। एंड नाउ वी हैव मिस्टर योगेश चिंचोली, तो मैं उनको अनम्यूट करता
यस
हूँ।
योगेश।
हॅलो.
यस योगेश।
येस अमृत, सर्वप्रथम आज ज्या पद्धतीने ॲटॉमिक हॅबिट्सवर प्रकाश टाकला त्या बाबतीत सर्वप्रथम अभिनंदन.
थैंक यू.
सो अमृत, actually my question here is it comes with the concern as well as a solution for that. So we always say that so doing one thing is always better rather than multitasking, but sometimes there is a situation you have to be a multitasker. So based on your experience and based on your the understanding, so how would you suggest us or how would you ask us to become a multitasker when times require?
Agreed. Agreed. Let us first understand what is multitasking. There is a book called The Myth of Multitasking. What we think is multitasking is actually task switching. It's not multitasking, task switching. मतलब क्या? Actually जब मैं ड्राइव भी कर रहा हूँ ना, I know ड्राइविंग करते वक्त म्यूजिक सुनना कुछ गलत नहीं है, I know, right? But actually when I'm driving at a speed of say 100 kilometers per hour, I'm actually not listening to the music. And when I shift my focus to music, I'm not actually focusing on driving. Driving happens at a mechanical level, at the subconscious level, because I've been driving for many years, right? तो वो switch tasking है. अभी होता क्या है इसमें, सपोज एक आपके घर के जो सीलिंग फैन है, ठीक है, उसको 1 घंटे में आप 5-5 मिनट पे ऑन करो और ऑफ करो 5-5 मिनट में, और दूसरा सिनेरियो में ऑन करके 1 घंटा चालू रखो. कौन से केस में बिल ज्यादा आएगा? पहले केस में, बिकॉज व्हेन यू स्विच ऑन इट टेक्स द पावर टू इंक्रीज द स्पीड, व्हेन यू स्विच ऑफ अगेन द पावर गॉन, अगेन यू स्विच ऑन, इट अगेन हैज टू पिक अप द स्पीड. उस चक्कर में बिल ज्यादा आएगा. एग्जैक्टली वही होता है व्हेन यू स्विच योर फोकस फ्रॉम टास्क 1 टू टास्क 2, यू आर पेइंग अ ह्यूज पेनल्टी. एंड व्हेन यू realign your mind from task 2 to task 1, almost half of the energy goes to realign, to recalibrate your mind. वो इतना फास्ट होता है और इतना सबकॉन्शियस लेवल पे होता है, आपको समझता नहीं. हमको लगता है कि हम दोनों काम एक साथ कर रहे हैं, पर नहीं हो रहा है वैसे. इट इज स्विच टास्किंग, देयर इज नथिंग कॉल्ड मल्टीटास्किंग. ऑलराइट. सो वहां पे हमको, इफ अगर आप कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट काम कर रहे हैं और अचानक बॉस बोलता है कि नहीं आपको ये करना है, तो यू हैव टू आस्क योर बॉस कि which work has to be done first, what is the priority. Every boss would love to hear this from his subordinate ki which work or activity has to be done first. I know everything is important, but now what should be prioritized first? So prioritizing your work is more important than working. सिर्फ काम नहीं करना है हमको, कौन सा काम पहले करना है और कौन सा काम क्रिएटिवली प्रोक्रास्टिनेट करना है. There is a wonderful phrase called creative procrastination. Not all procrastination is bad.
Right.
You have to procrastinate some tasks so that you can focus on the most prioritized task.
Okay, so prioritizing task is an ultimate
Prioritizing is
solution.
important, yeah, and that will take care of your so-called multitasking.
Okay, म्हणजे अल्टिमेटली सगळे प्रॉब्लेम्स त्याच्यातून सॉल्व्ह होतील आणि
Yes.
कामही पूर्ण होईल.
Yes, yes. I'll recommend the book, The Myth of Multitasking. Needless to
Okay.
mention, I have summarized in Booklet app.
Sure. Thanks. Thanks, Amrut. And
Yeah,
once
before we
again,
take the next question, that reminds me one idea. So, see, becoming an author of a book again is a huge, difficult task. I know it is very difficult, but authors are looked at with lot of respect. अगर आपका कोई आपकी किताब इस दुनिया में छपी हुई है, it's come into existence, people look at it to a very different lens. You know, you gain a lot of respect in the eyes of people. So I can help you in this. I can mitigate your work. So I have come out with an idea where I read these awesome books and I have developed this skill of extracting those great ideas which are discussed in us last 30-40 minutes. No, I can give such ideas to you as it is picked up from the book, which are complete stories in themselves. You can select your favorite ideas. And suppose Ashish loves this idea and he can print his own book like Ashish's favorite ideas from 50 books. और जब लोगों ने ये सब 500 कॉपीज 1000 कॉपीज मेरे से लिए, I saw tears of joy in them when they gifted it to their parents, when they gifted it to their friends. You can use it as your identity. These are the ideas that I stand for. These are my values. So it is more than a visiting card. No CEOs हो या जो भी आपके लोग आप काम कर रहे हो, you can give to your colleagues, to your bosses that this is my book. Yeah, of course we have to be honest. We have to give credit to all the authors जिससे हमने idea लिए हैं. We are not going to copyright it anymore. What is important is कि at least हमारे एक career में हमने we get the satisfaction कि हाँ मैंने एक book लिखी है. Right. So if you are interested, please get in touch with me. My email ID is bookletguy@gmail.com and I'll guide you how to get your book published within 10 days.
Yeah, Amrut ji, one more request from my side again. बुकलेट गाई ऐप के बारे में थोड़ा सा बता दीजिए क्योंकि यूट्यूब पे भी लोग आपको सुन रहे हैं
जी.
तो और हमारा जो कोड है नेक्स्ट लेवल उसको भी जरा अनाउंस कर दीजिए तो नेक्स्ट लेवल के थ्रू कितने लोगों ने डाउनलोड किया हमें भी पता चलता है.
Sure, Vikas. So Booklet app is available on Play Store and Apple Store. मैं जो I read one book a day as Ashish said in my introduction. और कुछ लोगों को लगता है कि उनको टाइम नहीं है बुक पढ़ने को. लगता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. उनको लगता है कि सब अंबानी के औलाद है और टाइम नहीं है पढ़ने को. तो ठीक है, मैं आपकी मदद थोड़ा हल्का कर दूंगा. So I read these fat books, Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, चाणक्य नीति, How to Win Friends, Atomic Habits. उसके 20 मिनट समरीज बनाता हूँ टेक्स्ट और ऑडियो में, मेरी आवाज में उसको रिकॉर्ड करता हूँ ताकि आपको पढ़ना नहीं हो तो आप सुनो. And I give it for free to all the brothers and sisters of my country through this free mobile app called Booklet. और इसलिए लोग मुझे प्यार से बुकलेट गाय के नाम से जानते हैं. गाय मतलब इंग्लिश वाला गाय. और 40 लाख लोग मेरे से जुड़े हुए हैं एज पार्ट ऑफ द मिशन मेक इंडिया रीड. बुक समरीज पसंद आती है तो वो बुक पढ़ते हैं खरीद के टू डिग डीपर इनटू द इनसाइट्स. तो होता क्या है, 10 समरीज पढ़ लिए विकास ने, उसमें से 2 समरीज ऐसे है जो आपके फेवरेट एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट या बिजनेस रिलेटेड है, तो आप जाके बुक खरीदोगे टू लर्न मोर फ्रॉम द ऑथर. सो दिस इज हाउ पीपल यूज समरीज टू फिल्टर आउट like a teaser of a movie, right? So this is my mission. The purpose of my life is to cultivate reading habit amongst the youth of India, and it is my dream that one day India will be known as a nation of readers on the world map. I don't know whether I'll be live or alive for that day, but I'll make it happen. It's a long term plan, and I've already planned my funeral. At my funeral, people should say that this was the guy because of whom today the youth of India started reading.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
So
next
next we have
question.
Mr. Shashank. I'll quickly unmute him. And friends, we will now move towards the last question of the day.
Sure.
So,
Sir, one thing, actually, I knew that, say, in a classical music means mainly instrumental, in a low voice. If it is played in a very low voice, then the work ability increases. Is
Agreed.
it?
Yeah, very sensitive question, Shashank. Yes, if the music doesn't have lyrics or it's a lyrical music, मतलब सपोज मेरा जूता है जापानी का, आपने इंस्ट्रूमेंटल म्यूजिक चलाया तो हमको पता है उसके वर्ड्स, तो हम वर्ड्स गुनगुन गाएंगे. And again, it is a distraction, it is multitasking. But if it is only white music, like you said, classical music which has no lyrics and which has no words in it, then it is okay. That is called as white music. In fact, white music is used to increase your focus and concentration so that it reduces the other distractions. So yes, you are absolutely right. That one type of music is helps to us to focus. But गाने, Bollywood के गाने बजाना, no, वो सब are all distractive क्योंकि वो focus बिगड़ जाता है अपना. I agree with you.
तो फ्रेंड्स, जब भी आप एक बुक डाउनलोड करोगे बुकलेट गाई ऐप से, वहाँ पे एक कोड आपको पूछा जाएगा एंड कोड विल बी नेक्स्ट लेवल.
यस,
NEXTLEVEL, नेक्स्ट लेवल इज अ कोड. उसके बिना आप ऐप को यूज नहीं कर पाओगे या डाउनलोड नहीं कर पाओगे. तो कोड आपको ध्यान में रखना है. आप यूट्यूब पे सुन रहे हो या जूम पे हमें सुन रहे हैं, बुकलेट गाई से एप्लीकेशन डाउनलोड करना है. एंड्रॉइड पे अवेलेबल है प्ले स्टोर से. और कोड इज नेक्स्ट लेवल. नेक्स्ट लेवल कॉल आपको
की मांगेगा. गेट शुड बी क्लोज्ड विद अ ह्यूज रेड कलर लॉक एंड दैट की इज नेक्स्ट लेवल.
या.
All right. Move on to our final question from Mr. Bal Sachin Gupta. So, Bal Sachin ji, please carry on.
Hi, Amrut. Sorry, I am driving, so I can't open my right now.
Okay. Please drive safe. Yeah.
I have a small question. See, as you rightly said, there are a lot of distractions during our day routines. With the notifications आते हैं, इसमें आते हैं, we can't concentrate on a single task in a one go. बट क्या होता है जब हम इन नोटिफिकेशंस को, जैसे आपने कहा, बंद कर देते हैं, सो आई हैव समराइज माय नोटिफिकेशंस फॉर द इवनिंग. बट होता क्या, शाम तक आते आते इतने सारे व्हाट्सएप मैसेजेस, इतने सारे टेलीग्राम पोस्ट, फेसबुक पोस्ट हो जाते हैं कि ब्रेन फिर कहता है इतना हैवी टास्क ना करो, और वो सब वो छोड़ देता है. फिर मन नहीं करता सारे टास्क को एक एक नोटिफिकेशन को ऑन करके वापस से वो मैसेजेस हटाने के लिए. सो ये एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम बन जाता है. इसको कैसे सॉल्व किया जाए?
Tell me one person in this world who owes his success to replying on WhatsApp and replying on emails. जाके बिल गेट्स को पूछो, जाके जेफ बेजोस को पूछो, जाके नरेंद्र मोदी को पूछो. Does anyone owe his or her success to replying emails, to replying WhatsApp? How can this become so important? In fact, 99% messages on WhatsApp are crap, useless. We should use WhatsApp only for those. अच्छा, तू किधर खड़ा है, दोस्त को मिलने जाते हैं, तू किधर खड़ा है, मैं इधर खड़ा हूँ, लोकेशन भेजो. No, these are the things. ये forwarded messages, quotes, jokes, videos, ये सब चुराए हुए रहते हैं. It's all shallow, taken from some book, not which are deeply rooted in a book. वो वहां से उठाते हैं और दे देते हैं. So I think it is not necessary to check all the messages. I've done this for last 1 year and trust me, I have very good friends in my life. और जो फ्रेंड बोलता है कि तूने मुझे रिप्लाई क्यों नहीं दिया 4 घंटे से, और वो गुस्सा कर रहा है, he doesn't deserve to be your friend. अगर आपकी फ्रेंडशिप की बुनियाद एक व्हाट्सएप रिप्लाई पे है, तो सॉरी, I don't want such friends in my life.
Sir, but it is not about only personal life. In our industry also, maximum communications are happening on WhatsApp, whether it is next level, whether it is next network, mutual fund companies, and everyone is doing the communication on WhatsApp, or software companies.
Agreed.
It has a mandate to see the WhatsApp, either to reply or to schedule our appointments or meetings according to the events. तो वो तो देखना ही पड़ता है. ऐसा नहीं कि friends we can ignore, group messages we can ignore, but these things we can't ignore.
Agreed. I come to your point. So there is a wonderful book called The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. What he suggests for emails can be used for WhatsApp. What he does is, you message to everybody or put it on your status that see he's showing the book.
I have read this book.
Yeah. तो जो email के लिए उसने idea किया है, you can say that I will check my WhatsApp only 3 times a day, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. ऐसा कुछ आप लिख के रखो आपके जो प्रोफाइल स्टेटस पे, so that people will come to know. People will not feel offended. Trust me. Right? And then stick to it and reply to during those days, so that other hours are free to focus on other high value tasks.
That's great. Thank you. Although
Yeah.
I've read the book, but I haven't considered it for WhatsApp. Thank you.
Welcome, Bal Sachin.